Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Good morning, people. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. You can catch my live streams when I'm on here talking hip hop, sports, and fashion. This morning, we're going to talk sports. Peace. Share the live as you come in here and hit the like button, please. The sun is shining. We had a great basketball game, opening game one last night. And boy, oh boy, did the Knickerbockers approach this shit the right way. He said, excuse me, Brunson is a dog. Brunson is a dog. Him did it. Him did it. Come in here, let's talk about it. Good morning, everybody. Make sure y'all get to the gym, man. It's white t-shirt season. Make sure y'all go to my website, get one of my latest drops. This new Soho joint. Get there. Got it in a couple of colorways. Fashionbomb.com. My man said, I hate the Knicks, but that's a good win. Thank Jay Wright. Please don't forget about OG. Oh, man. This is a gang ass whooping. This victory is attributed to gang. Just so happens that Jalen, he keeps 30 in the clip. Hold the 30. I got on here previously and I made a statement about how Jalen Brunson is better than, in my opinion anyway, he's better than Anthony Edwards. You know why? This is why. Anthony Edwards is a two guard. He's very strong. He's big. He's a two guard. Jalen is a combo guard, meaning he runs the fuck out of the point, the pick and roll. He throws the alley oop. He gets his bigs involved. He does a lot of running around, and he can make you chase him, which wears down a defense, and ultimately hold the 30. Hold that 30. Hold that 30. This is why I consider him better than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is not a threat to get his teammates involved in the game. He's not. He's gonna do nothing but score. That's all he's gonna do is score. And with somebody like Jalen Brunson, you got to keep your eyes on the rest of his teammates because he gets his teammates involved like a true point guard should. Word, he said Jordan Brunson. Dallas sick. They let him go. I'm thinking they're a couple years past being sick about that blunder. But they definitely made a mistake. They did. He said, "Gotta start Harper. Dylan Harper got to get them fourth quarter minutes, not Fox." I think Fox is more of a conventional point. I think that's what Fox be doing. He be running a point. I think Fox is a little bit more of a conventional point guard than Harper. Fox is coming off of an injury, and he might. Well, he's definitely not the same player he was in Sacramento, but it probably was a mistake not playing Harper more down the stretch, because after all, in the first quarter, in the first half, Harper was doing his thing. These problems. I'm going to tell y'all how this game was won. He said Wemby choked. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Don't blame it on him and him alone. Don't do that. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm waiting for a few more people to get in here. I'm surgical with this shit. I'm gonna tell y'all how this happened, how this all unfolded. Fatigue. Fatigue is one of the key factors in this game. You got to keep in mind, New York has been resting. San Antonio was this in a 7-game war against OKC, right? If you watched this game last night, you see that the surgery started early on, attacking the basket, attacking the basket. Um, one of the first plays in the first quarter that I noticed was a play when Josh Hart got the ball and he immediately ran straight to the hoop and he threw his body into Wemby, and Wemby blocked the shot. He blocked the shot, and I said, "Cool." But he got the right strategy. And then I noticed that Cat Town started doing it too. Going to the basket, attacking the basket, make Wemby work. Wemby's body is not designed for abuse. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep him on his toes where he has to defend, chase, block shots, because he's the only really threat as far as a rim protector for San Antonio. And you notice whenever he goes out of the game, the Knicks go on a run like that 7-0 run that they had in the second half. As soon as he goes to the bench, it's basically open season. You know what I mean? But the fatigue factor, going to the bucket, you got people going to the bucket. You got people going to the bucket. You got Cat Towns who basically, I believe, if he's not 7 foot, he's close to 7 feet, and he has a much bigger body than Wemby. That's who Wemby is sticking. Attack that basket, make him block your shot, and he blocked a few of a couple of Cat Towns' attacks to the basket. He fouled him a couple of times, and he knocked him down. Cat Towns laid the ball up several times last night. You know who else laid the ball up several times last night? Jalen Brunson. And the key factor in this game was 50 points in the paint. 50 points in the paint. This is how you beat them. 50 points in the paint. All of those layups and layup attempts, because they didn't make all the layups, they didn't make all the dunks, but it's the fact they continue to attack the basket. You're wearing him down to the point that he was only 6 of 21 from the field. Now, I think he had about 26 points. It sounds like he had a good game, but he did not have a good game. He did not have a good game, and he is the factor. He's the person that they got to remove from this. They got to remove him. They got to target and neutralize him every game. And they played it to a T. They played it to a T. Spurs had 13 turnovers. That was a factor. Both teams hit 11 3-pointers, but them 50 points in the paint, that broke Wemby. That broke Wemby. It's funny that they went about it like this because I just seen that the way that Minnesota ended up beating, and Minnesota beat um, Denver without Anthony Edwards. One of those games and shit. I think maybe twice. But the way that they did it was they continued to attack the basket on the joking. The Joker. They continued to attack the basket. Attack, attack, attack. And these guys have to play defense, and these guys are tired. So when you get this great offensive juggernaut on the other end of the court, he's not at his best. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks have several two-way players. Then they got two qualified bigs when Towns come out the game, wearing his ass out. You got Mitchell Robinson, another big guy, coming there and playing D, wearing his ass out, making him work, and putting him in a situation where you're not gonna beat this big guy. Somebody else have to beat us. My man, Africa will never unite. He says OKC would have beaten New York easy. Before this series started, I told everybody that if you follow me on Instagram that I wanted San Antonio to play New York because that's a better matchup for New York. If this was game one in OKC last night, had they played game one in OKC, the Knicks probably would have lost. Hoops is about matchups, and matchup wise, the Knicks have a much better chance beating the Spurs than they did playing OKC. Seriously. On another note, I was up at 6 a.m., 250 pull ups, 250 squats. That's what's up. I'm no expert, but New York using the fundamental game, and that's breaking teams down, just my opinion. New York is deep. They have a lot of contributors. Shemet contributes. Alvarado is one of the X factors for New York. Why? The way that he plays the game, the way that he plays the game will wear a defense out. He runs all over the place. He runs all over the place. I'm talking about he's everywhere. When he come in the game, after defending somebody like Jalen Brunson, Alvarado comes in the game. And he's running all over the place. You know what I mean? He's running all over the place. And there was a couple of plays last night. Um, I know y'all seen the goaltending call against Wemby when Alvarado went and did the up and under, right? I know y'all seen that play. He did the up and under. This is another instance of attacking that basket and making him work. He said he's a runner. He be running all over the place. He be running all over the place. And he changes the tempo. He turns it up another notch when he comes in the game. Personnel means a lot, especially in a series like this. For the most part, the threats on San Antonio, they're on the court. The Knicks got key players coming off the bench into the game that's going to affect the game. Alvarado was one of them. Mitchell Robinson, who he had an injury to one of his fingers. I told y'all he was going to play, and he contributed. He was out there playing D. He had a key alley oop, another alley oop they blocked. I say all of this to say, when you doing layups and alley oops, the other team has to defend you. These are high field goal percentage shots. Did y'all notice how many layups Jalen Brunson got last night? Did y'all peep that? He said my brother said the same thing. Did y'all peep how many layups Jalen Brunson got last night? Left hand, right hand, left hand high off the glass, left hand high off the glass. Jalen tries to throw the game. JB tries to throw the game away. I don't know what you mean by that. Hero ball. Nah, hold the 30. Hold the 30. A lot of those buckets were very, very essential buckets. Why? They weren't jump shots, they was layups. Uh, Three-pointers are good. That helps if you're knocking them down. Like I said, both teams made 11 threes last night. Champagne, he was hot for San Antonio. But going to the basket, 50 points in the paint. This is what they talking about in practice. They score way too many points in the paint. We got to stop them from scoring in the paint. How do we stop them in the paint? Oh, we got the defensive player of the year. He got to block their shots. But when you jumping around, leaving your man to go and block somebody's shot, that takes energy out of a motherfucker, man. I'm telling you. He said, take the layup. It's easy money. Brunson got hot in the fourth, but overall he had a bad game. He didn't have a bad game. He got hurt early on. He had to go back to the locker room, and they put him back together. I think they might have taped him up or put a brace on him and shit. But after going through something like that, to come back in the game and still get 30 points, that says a whole lot about not only his heart, but his competitive nature. Getting back to them wearing Wemby down. 27 rebounds between Jason Hart and Cat Towns. Cat had 18 and 12. Jason Hart had 15 rebounds last night. It's much easier to rebound against a motherfucker who's tired. When you got a guy who's tired, you halfway there. You halfway there. 15 rebounds. Hart is only about 6'5". Some people say he's 6'4". He had 15 rebounds. Why do you think he got all of those rebounds? And he's a rebounding threat. He's been a rebounding threat for a couple of years now. But why do you think he got 15 last night? Why do you think he got 15? Because Wemby is tired. Wemby got to deal with a whole lot of shit. And I, I, I didn't see it unfolding like this right away, but they took game one. If they win game two, it's very possible that the brooms could come out. For real. Jason Hart definitely deserves the game ball. But pardon me, I keep calling him Jason Hart. Jason Hart played for somebody else. Josh Hart. Josh Hart. 15 rebounds. That's a big, big number. So they saying to themselves, the Spurs, how do we keep these guys off the glass? We need more production from our bigs. Who was the big? Wemby. Wemby. They broke him up. Castle got to play better next game. Cat is a nightmare matchup for Wemby. Wemby gonna waste a lot of energy defending him at the 3-point line. Did you see that whenever he was at the 3-point line and he got that ball, Wemby rushed to close out, and what happened? Cat attacked the basket. So what happens is you got him defending chasing north, and you got him defending chasing south. Takes a lot of energy out of him. I posted in the first quarter on Instagram, calling all dunkers, calling all dunkers. They need to dunk the ball as much as possible against San Antonio. Getting back to the fact that they was wearing him out, Wemby is ending up in a situation where he has to stick OG on the perimeter. OG hit two big, big 3-pointers right over him last night. And again, when you out there and somebody's wearing your ass out, it factors into your production on the offensive end. San Antonio depends on Wemby to get 30. They depend on him heavily. And if you got him shooting 6 of 21 from the field, you doing your job. Everybody's doing their job. Wemby was exhausted. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Go look at all of the layups Cat Towns had last night. Go look at the layups Jalen had in the paint last night. A lot of buckets around the basket. Whenever Wemby goes out of the game, the Spurs are at the Knicks' mercy. They is. The Spurs are at the Knicks' mercy. He can't play the whole 48 minutes. If his ass get tired and go sit down, now we really attacking the basket. We not just attacking it when you in there. But when you go to the bench, they don't have a qualified rim protector once he's out of the game. Everybody attack the basket. We gonna put these niggas in foul trouble, and we gonna just 100% just wear their ass down. For real. Spurs could have stole that game. Why did they have to steal the game? Listen to what you said. They could have stole the game. Why did they have to steal the game when they was playing at home? They got home court advantage. They got home court advantage. The Knicks was up early in the first quarter. The Spurs went on like a 9-0 run or something like that. And then gradually they just kept beating on them. They kept beating on them. Like I said, you got players coming in the game who affect the game. Mitchell Robinson affects the game. Alvarado be running all over the place, man. Like you have to stop. You got to try to control him, and he's not going for it, man. He's playing pedal to the metal on defense. He's all over on defense. He's a pest on defense. When he get the ball at the point, he's running all over the place. He is, and you got to defend him. He got a legitimate jump shot. He do, and he attacks the bucket as well. Wimby can't keep up. I'm so happy that they stole game one. Uh, if they repeat, if they play the exact same game, if they stick to the concepts that they did in game one, they will go up 2-0. San Antonio got no room for error. They don't. They don't. They don't. I know Wemby said to himself, "Damn it, damn it, I'm tired, man." They all when you got two-way players, guys that dominate on both ends of the floor. The Knicks got about four of them that play on both ends of the court. You got to deal with that, and it takes stamina. We got to give Mike Brown credit also. Wemby ran out of gas. His first finals has to get experience. Wemby in the cook cat. Cat is David Copperfield. Spurs kept the Spurs runs at a minimum. You saying that Wemby is finna cook cat? They didn't already stole the home court advantage. They did what they were supposed to. Even if they lose game two, they did what they were supposed to. They go back to New York, their home court, where them fans is gonna be going berserk. They gonna be going berserk in the Garden. You got to deal with that intensity, and stamina will play a factor in this. They beat them by 10 on the road. What does that tell you? The Knicks shot 41% from the field. That's them 50 layups. I mean, 50 points in the paint. Seriously, 50 points in the paint. Spurs 13 turnovers. That could be attributed to fatigue. In my opinion, when Fox isn't in the game, the Spurs don't really got no natural point guard. I don't know if Harper and those guys. I don't know. I don't know what they point guard expertise lies in. Fox is a proven legitimate point. He can handle the ball and do what he got to do as far as running the offense, but they don't got a lot of room for error. Fox is hurt. Fox need to get his head out his you know what. He's hurt, man. He's hurt. He hurt. He was injured. But they need him. They need him. They don't got no legitimate point guard. If he's not handling the ball, Harper and all of them dudes, I think them guys are more so like two guards. Yeah. Thank you. You can go get this from my website, fashionbomb.com. FASHIONBAAM.com. This is one of my new drops. I got it in white and turquoise too. Brunson hurt too. They stole one. They stole one. You will have to play hurt. Under these circumstances, you will have to play hurt. Like I told everybody, and they was talking about Mitchell Robinson's finger. I'm like, he's gonna play. And he did, and he contributed. He played great defense. He was making Cat work. He's much bigger than Cat. I mean, pardon me. He was making Wemby work. He's much bigger than him and a lot more physical. And he's pushing his ass around. Shoot a jumper. You gonna get up out this paint. He's doing his job. He said, "What's your prediction now?" I was always going for the Knicks, whether OKC or San Antonio played them. But I said this, I said it on here, I said it on Instagram. They would rather play the Spurs than OKC. If this game was played against OKC in OKC, it probably would be 1-0 OKC. Matchup wise, the Knicks got the bodies and personnel to wear Wemby out. You can't play on your you can't play at your best, man, when you're tired. For real. And when he goes to the bench to get some rest, they at the Knicks' mercy. They are. Keep Cat at the three. Wemby is done. OKC was tougher. Going back to what I said about matchups. You know why they here? Matchups. Wemby outplayed Chet Holmgren. And it took him 7 games. That tell you how good OKC is. It took him 7 games, but he outplayed Chet Holmgren the whole series. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Cat and Mitchell Robinson, they not Chet, they niggas. You got to bring it. You got to bring it, and they got big bodies on them. Chet's skinny. You got to bring it. So use your fouls, everybody. You know what I mean? Whenever you come up in here, we gonna foul you. We gonna defend. We gonna block your shot. And you, Wemby even has to worry about not just Cat Towns. He got to worry about um, OG, who's very, very athletic. He's very, very skilled. Got great lateral movement. Can shoot the jumper and can attack the basket and play in the paint. Wemby got to deal with all that. That's all his responsibility. So just keep in mind, he got to deal with OG and Cat. You know what I'm saying? That take a lot out of a guy. I think San Antonio is going to win the finals, but it's going to go down to a game 7. The Spurs bench is weak other than Harper. I just said that. I just said that. 12 games straight. This is the Knicks' 12th game that they won. They've been kicking ass all through the playoffs. If they win this next game, and it's a good chance that they can win. Why? Because they have the personnel. If they go up 2-0, hypothetically speaking, and they go back to New York, it's gonna be hard on them, man. Everybody was saying Knicks in 6. I was saying that to my cousin because he's a Spurs fan, but I didn't know that they was gonna win at. I didn't know that they was gonna win game 1 at home. I mean, on the road. That says a lot. And they did. They didn't. They came from behind to win by 10. That says a lot. That has to be very, very discouraging. And Wemby don't got the most experience and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's a war. Bring it. The MSG crowd gonna eat the Spurs. Y'all might be right. Both teams been kicking ass all season. Have the Knicks ever won a chip? They won one in the 70s, I believe, like 1973 with Willis Reed. The last time that they were in the NBA Finals was 1999, and they actually was playing the San Antonio Spurs. So these teams got a history. I like what's going on. I was watching this game. I'm like, they doing everything right. They doing everything right. They doing everything right. I'm telling you, they did everything right. To beat the San Antonio Spurs, you have to neutralize Wemby. You got to neutralize him. He's a factor on both ends of the court. If you neutralize him, San Antonio loses a lot. They lose a lot, a lot, a lot. I'm telling you. Did they ever win one with Phil Jackson? No, I think Phil Jackson was playing. If that's what you asking, I think Phil Jackson might have been on the Knicks when they won a title. I think Phil Jackson is an NBA champion. But yeah, he definitely played for the Knicks. Castle can't pass too many turnovers. They had 13 of them. He's not a point guard. Teams that play positionless basketball, depending on the matchups, they had a disadvantage. Jalen Brunson is a point guard. When I said that he was better than Anthony Edwards, I was factoring into the part that he don't just score. Anthony Edwards is one dimensional, scoring threat. He'll dunk on you. He can shoot the J. He can attack the hoop. He can give you 30. Nobody's worried about him dishing the ball. When he got the ball, the rest of the defenders can damn near relax. You know what I'm saying? And hope to help defend him because he ain't no passing threat. He ain't passing it to nobody. You seen last night, they had to block a couple of alley oops because Jalen get in that paint and he got them big dogs. He could throw this lob. That's a threat. That's a threat. Yeah. Phil won 2 chips. I ain't gonna lie, Gully, you good, you know ball. To a T. To a T. To a T. Wemby's body is not designed to take any abuse. You know what I mean? He's sore right now. He's sore right now. He's like, damn. He's sore. Think about all of the layups that happened last night. 50 points in the paint. And think about who was executing those layups. They had no answer. They had no answer. As soon as he go out the game, party time. Yeah. The Spurs too young, no veteran leadership. Edwards played defense. Knicks hired Brunson on defense. They can afford to. You know why? I just said it. They got several two-way players. Miles Bridges is a two-way player. Um, Cat is a two-way player. Landry Shamet, he's a two-way player. And OG is a great two-way player. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a nice selection of defensive players on a team, they can hide you. Magic Johnson was never the greatest defender. You know what I mean? But he had other people that they could conceal him. You got Cooper who played D. Byron Scott played D. Kareem is an excellent rim protector. They had ways of concealing him and letting him actually be able to rest on defense. You know what I mean? When you got good team defense, if my the guy that I'm sticking, if he's beating me, I can turn and direct him so he run into one of my teammates who's a defender and shit. I could turn my body and direct him into a place where he's at a disadvantage because he's dribbling with his weak hand. You know what I mean? The Spurs got solid vets, but they don't touch the floor. The Spurs had a second option, they would have won. The second option is supposed to be guys like Castle, um, and Harper, but those guys don't have defensive assignments where they are in trouble. Wemby, Castle, and Harper, they don't have the stick cat towns. They don't have the stick cat towns, and not only that, they don't have to stick OG. They don't have to stick him. He has problems. I'm telling you, he has lots of fucking problems. I know they in his ear, like, man, they trying to encourage him to play some D, but when you got guys who can, pardon me, Cat can shoot from D. He won a 3-point shootout. He can shoot from D, and OG can pretty much effectively shoot from D. So Wemby has to come away from the basket fucking with them. Whenever them niggas get the ball, do you see what they were starting the offense with Cat on the perimeter? They running around, Jalen running around out there around the 3-point line. Cat comes up to what they call foul line extended, right? Wemby has to come away from the basket. And often when he ran out there, because he got to defend this 3-point shooter, straight to the basket. Now you got to run back this way. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox was the X factor. He only had 7 points, if I'm not mistaken. The Hawks gave the Knicks the most problems. Victor need another veteran presence to win. Gully, would you say the new style play has ran its course, the original basketball playing inside out? It's about matchups. It's about personnel and matchups. When you got somebody like Cat Towns who can shoot a 3-pointer and he's 7 foot, you got to defend him. You don't want to leave him open because he could knock him down. So you got to get out there. And when you pull him out there, the line of defense after Wemby is no threat. There's nobody else back there. Bunch of tweeners and guards. It's a bunch of tweeners and guards back there. There's nobody else back there. If you can pull him away from if you can pull Wemby away from the hoop, they can start throwing alley oops. They can start throwing alley oops. Wemby has to deal with Josh Hart. His body isn't designed to go through all of this shit, man. Knock him down, block his shot, make him work, make his ass run. Do you see how many times the Wemby end up chasing somebody like Alvarado? What is you doing out there on the perimeter fucking with this little ass guard? He has to be everywhere. And you got him up like Alvarado. He's running all over the place. He got to run with him. He do. He do. He do. They played it. They played the game 100% correct last night. All hoopers know when your team is gelling, ain't no stopping us. That's facts. The Knicks didn't play well in the third. I thought the Spurs would take advantage of that in the fourth. Josh Hart plays like he has a point to prove. They got no playmaker. They just get on the court and score. Helps to have a point guard, a traditional point guard, to set up other players, man, to play. And then when your point guard is a scorer, there's nothing more problematic than a scoring point guard. A scoring point guard where his job, his work detail is to run the offense and pass the ball. You got to make a choice. Do I back up off him and let him score? You don't want to do that with Brunson. He's going to give your ass 30, 40, 50. Do I back up off him and let him score? Or do I defend these alley-oops? You seen it. He'll throw that lob up there. Go get that. Go get that. You know what I'm saying? So when he come in the paint, how you think he was getting so many goddamn layups? How you think he was getting so many layups? That little nigga getting the paint. He's little. Jalen Brunson is maybe like 6'2" or some shit like that. If that. Man, he get the punt paint and start running around. He pivoting and shit. These pivots, these are passing options. I ain't got it. And what happens is he pivot, deep, throw the layup high off the glass. Oh shit. He's 6 foot even. Somebody says 6'1". I smell a sweep, especially if they go back to New York up 2-0. I know the Mavericks organization hate the fact that they let Brunson go. Yeah, they fucked up with that. They did. They fucked up with that. He's gonna retire in New York. He gonna be there. He's the heart and soul of the New York Knicks offense. They feed off of him. The New York Knicks got a good team. That's just it. That's just it. The credit just can't go to the guys to score. Everybody do their job. Bridges does his job. OG does his job. Hart does his job. Alvarado does his job. Jordan Clarkson, he come in, he get them guys breathers and shit. He does his job. It helps when everybody is proficient and efficient at doing their job. Soon as Victor subbed out, it's lunchtime. The Spurs bench ain't strong enough at all. Halfway through the third, the Spurs had 16 fouls to the Knicks 3, and they still won by 10. This game showed if Chet stepped up and played like that, OKC would be in the finals right now. His body, his body. Frail nigga ain't never did a whole lot to nobody. Gotta get your weight up, man. You have to get your weight up. It's a lot of you gotta be durable. You running into bodies, you're falling on the ground. Whenever the ball goes up for rebounds, you got 2, 3 motherfuckers trying to get the board, man. It helps to have some mass to you, man, so you can move some bodies around. When you got the box out, Wemby got them skinny ass legs, man. He got the box out niggas and they boxing him out. That shit wears on a nigga body. So when he go back to the other end, when he try to get into his offensive pack, I'm still tired from the last time I was down court defending. You're not going to be at your best. Wemby is the only threat, but the kind of mid threat because he don't have a good post game. Yeah, he don't really play with his back to the basket. He too skinny. He can't back nobody down. Bony as hell. Chet too light for the fight. Bronson Euro step everyone. You right, because if he has Shaq body, he'd be unstoppable with that height. The taller them guys is, the weaker they trunk is. The trunk is from the waist down, the legs and shit like that. That's just what it is. Once he masters the back to the rim shot, it's over. They haven't been training players, especially overseas players. He an overseas player. They've been training them guys to dribble and shoot. Whereas at a point in time, that was the identity of a big man to play with his back to the basket. You know what I mean? Cat can play with his back to the basket. Throw it down here. You got to defend that. He can go out to the three. Bring your ass out here. Wemby don't got those dimensions. He don't. Harper needed more crunch time minutes. Fox looking kind of shook. Fox ain't healthy. He was hurt. They gonna make the adjustments. They gonna make the adjustments. They already talking about it. We was supposed to have Harper in there a lot more. He's a scoring threat. He's strong too, pretty strong. Knicks has the advantage, especially when the Knicks play the double bigs. What they gonna do with that? Duncan and David Robinson needs to help Wemby develop a post game. Maybe in the off season, if Wemby got in the lab with Melo, it's over. It's too late for all of these ifs and what he need. What he need is about 50 pounds on his ass, and maybe he could play better defense. Double double, big double double from Cat Towns, 18 and 12. He got to deal with him, and you got Josh Hart out rebounding the rest of the Spurs team, the rest of the Spurs front court. Who is the Spurs front court? We only know about their guards. Who is the Spurs front court? Who plays power forward for the Spurs? Who's the front? Who's in the front court for the Spurs? Is they running around with Wemby and a bunch of fucking guards and shit like that? That's what it looked like when they on the court because I don't see no other body that's a threat at all. Wemby's length is always going to have him at a disadvantage with leverage until he put on 30 or 40 pounds. I didn't realize how fast Cat is. He's playing to his advantage and Wemby's disadvantage. Attack the basket. Attack the basket. This goes for everybody. Everybody. Uh, Shaq, and I mean Barkley said it last night. Start dunking the ball. A lot of them times when Wemby had them guys alter their shot. Cat fell to the ground a couple of times. Man, dunk that shit. Dunk that shit. For real. Wemby is also no good at defending the pick and roll. It's super green. You know why? Because the motherfucker running the pick and roll can shoot. This nigga right here, he can shoot. So you have to make a decision. What am I gonna do when they set this pick and roll? Am I gonna defend it trying to go over the pick? If I go under it, he can knock the shot down, right? With all this being said, you still got to worry about the guy that set the pick that's going to roll to the basket. He could raise up and hit this jumper, or he could throw this lob. He got work to do. He got work for real. Excellent pick and roll threat, Jalen Brunson. Excellent. Gilbert Arena said it's best. Stop playing the perimeter all night and keep the ball up high. Every time he tries to dribble, he gets picked. Fox, I think it was Fox. Fox ripped Jalen at half court last night in open court. That was ugly. Did y'all see that? I was like, oh, he got him. He got him. Did y'all see Fox pick Jalen at half court? Clean joint. I was like, ooh, wee. Did y'all see that? I was like, ooh, wee. You can't be allowing that to happen. Clean. And went the other way with the ball. Yeah. Wemby gonna play like 7-5. He said, yeah, I saw that. He said, yeah, that was bad. I know he was embarrassed. I know he was embarrassed. He got picked on TV like that, man. And half court clean joint too, real clean. Shh, let me get that. Yeah. They started doing pin downs on the pick and roll, opening up those layup lanes. 50 points in the paint. 50 points in the paint. The final score was 105-95. Basically, half of their scoring production was in the paint. When you playing that type of ball, when you getting layups, the chance of you winning goes up for real. Had Victor dribbling off his legs. He said that's all Fox did for the whole game. Fox, the fastest guard in the league next to Maxey, he need to use that to his advantage. What do you think if Wemby got with Dirk instead of Robinson? I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, if he got with Dirk Nowitzki, he probably will be shooting more jump shots. He said, "Do the now I can't walk, boys." Oh shit. Gully, Victor is the most dominant player today. A person can't disagree with that, but guess what? He's just one player. And if he's required to play on the highest level on both ends of the court, after being in a 7-game playoff series, facing a team that's been rested, I said it at the beginning of this live stream, fatigue, 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 fatigue. The fourth quarter, now your legs ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not. Go look. Go look. Go look. Go look. You started to see Wemby trailing the plays as the game went on. He wasn't up court playing defense. He's trailing. He the last man coming up court. Why? He's tired. He tired. Brunson going through hell though. Them big ass guards defending him is wearing him down. Nigga dropped 30 last night. He dropped 30 last night. I get what you're saying about them big guards defending him. It makes him have to work a lot harder. But he's a lefty, man. He shoots a lot of unorthodox shots, man, that goes in. It's hard to block a left-hand defender for some reason and shit. Especially if you're a natural right-handed player. Lefties have always been problems for people and shit. They always have been problems for people. Seriously. He said it makes him, yeah. Every time Wemby put the ball on the ground with OG, it was a turnover. Tired. True basketball players have to play offense and defense full court. It's tiresome. Knicks look like they're gonna do it. He said tough 30. Nigga took 32 shots. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. But the key statistic is the 50 points in the paint. Those shots that he was missing could have been due to fatigue because he got them big guards making him work a lot harder. But go count how many layups Jalen had in the paint. Go count how many layups. Go watch the game again. It stood out. It clearly stood out. Whenever they was around the basket, this is where they need to be. Layup packages. He was looking weak as hell the first half. The Spurs didn't take advantage. Probably relied on a 3-pointer because Champagne was hitting them. When if they would have started attacking the basket, and I believe there was well I know there was a couple times that Jalen ended up having to stick Harper. He's too small. He's too small for Harper. They could have put more strain on him considering he went out the game and had to get some medical attention and shit. How come players aren't built like Amari Stoudemire and Dwight Howard? Social media age basketball players. Steph Curry changed the game and made it so big men is trying to shoot 3 pointers and shit like that. Whereas when Dwight Howard and Amari and them was in the league, there was still brutes around, man. You had to have your weight up if you played in the paint. You know what I'm saying? There were still gorillas around with big old bodies, man, that you knew I gotta get in the weight room. Yeah. You think he the best nigga of all time? I do. If he wins this series, you can lay some claim to that. There was a lot of great New York Knicks before him. Patrick Ewing is one of them, who I consider the king, even though he didn't win a title. Love Patrick Ewing. Funkmaster Flex says some dumb shit about Patrick Ewing. He always saying some stupid shit. Walt Frazier, Nick Great, um, Earl the Pearl Monroe, Nick Great, Willis Reed, Nick Great, um, Dave DeBuscher. They got some guys. I mean, even later on, Carmelo Anthony. So most of those guys that I mentioned, they didn't win any titles and shit. Ultimately the measuring stick is gonna focus on who won. You know what I'm saying? And again, I said in prior live streams, and people didn't agree with me, that I felt Jalen Brunson was better than Anthony Edwards. Why? Because you got to worry about who he's gonna pass the rock to. Edwards is just gonna score. That's it. Bernard King, John Starks. Yeah, let me get you out of here. If confetti fall in the garden, Spike Lee might check out from excitement. Everybody wants to be a guard. Guys don't lift. GTA and Shemek had the Knicks in the game. Those are unsung heroes from game one. Personnel. I mentioned Shemet. He hit a couple of threes. He was 1 for 3, I believe, in the first half. Then he started to knock some down. Both teams hit 11 threes. So the three ball was a factor. At the end of the game, the Knicks field goal percentage was 41% from the field. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good number. It could be better, but that field goal percentage is based around those 50 points in the paint. I see the Spurs winning just 1 or 2 games in this series. If they go down 2-0, and it's possible, if they go down 2-0, remember the Knicks beat them for the Emirates title earlier in the season. If they go down 2-0 and have to go back to Madison Square Garden, they will face a juggernaut in that garden. Um, what's important right now is that they see about whatever those injuries that Jalen was dealing with last night, that he gets his treatment and they prepare him for the next game. So right now, it's about making sure that the point guard is healthy because Jalen is a very, very huge factor in the Knicks' success. Spurs lost game one versus OKC. Can we give Coach Mike Brown some credit? Why do you think it's the great? Who do you think is the greatest Knicks coach? I don't know. Pat Riley. I'm going with Pat. I don't care if he didn't win. I'm going with Pat Riley. Yeah. Knicks could be the first team to win the East, the Cup, and the chip. Is that right? Shout out to them, man. I just want to get on here and talk some basketball this morning. Make sure y'all go to my podcast and listen to my most recent uploads. The Dribble podcast available on all streaming platforms. Go to the website, therealdribble.com, and get yourself some TRIFECTA. Health is wealth. It's summertime. This is one of my new drops. This is a collab I did with an artist from He's from the Lower East Side, but he hangs in Soho and shit like that. And I just put my spin on it. Soho. You know what I mean? Fashionbomb.com. I got a couple colorways, man. Go get you one, man. I'm out of here. Y'all have a great morning. And make sure that you like this video. All right? Peace.